with us this morning. Chris has a number of followers at the back, and perhaps Chris could introduce his delegation here. Thank you, Chris.
I can introduce them one by one, but if you folks in this room don't already know these people, shame on you. Yeah, sorry. True spirit of tourism. Anyways, Alistair, my wife Val, Melissa, Nicole, Lauren, and Helen. With the exception of Val, these are all OVTA staff, and of course the exception of Nicole, who is the Executive Director of the Ontario Highlands Tourism Organization.
For the record, Chris, I know everybody but your wife.
Okay, good.
I don't know Val. Everyone knows Val.
So I'm gonna bring Melissa with me, or Melissa's bringing me with her in this presentation. Anyways, let's call it a collaboration. How much time do we have?
5 minutes.
Okay. I'll talk quick. Warden, mayors, reeves, members of the press, friends and neighbors, citizens of the Ottawa Valley. I think that about covers everyone. What a pleasure it is to be in front of you again, talking about a passion of mine, and of course a passion for many others, and that is tourism. You all know tourism and its importance to our identity by the fact that every municipality in our county is a member of the OVTA. Tourism is the fun first cousin of economic development. Tourism is the brother and sister of culture, and together they connect our people that tell our stories. And these stories are about the activities, the celebrations, the heartaches, and the work we all do connected to our geology. And that geology has given us Ottawa Valley folks a character that has been passed on to us, that we are now responsible to pass on to the generations that come after us. We are all storytellers. We tell stories to teach. We tell stories to discipline. We tell stories to console and to counsel. And doggone it, we tell stories because they entertain us. Now more than ever, we have opportunities to tell them and get those stories out there. We have emails and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and LinkedIn, and us old schoolers still have telephones, but they're cell telephones. Thanks to partnerships with players like our Ontario Highlands Tourism Organization, our regional tourism organization, and other direct marketing organizations, we implement programs and integrate shared ideas to help share our stories. The Ontario Highlands Tourism Organization Come Wander program allows us to connect partnerships with other DMOs who share similar stories. These initiatives include our Ride the Highlands motorcycle program, our Recreology initiative, or the Stories of Our Earth, and throw a bunch of folks on bicycles into this mix. We in the Ottawa Valley have seen visitation increase as a result of being in that cool, what I like to call a triangle, that goes from Algonquin Park to Hastings County to Lanark County to Land O'Lakes to Rideau Lakes to Ottawa. Yes, we get to tell stories. However, as my grandmother would tell us kids, we have to be careful because as a result of our actions, we can also be the topics of those stories. She would say, time will heal all wounds. However, time will also act to demonize the characters in those stories of poor choices, and will also romanticize the characters in those nice stories. We call it our history. Grandma would say, mind your P's and Q's, whatever the heck that meant. She would also tell us to tell the stories we most want to be like. Now it gives us a chance to talk to you about the tools that we use to tell our stories and how we get those stories out to the audiences that will want to come here and share in the cool stuff we get to do every day. So just before we start, I want to encourage you to pay attention because there are a lot of photos in this presentation, and some of them are your friends and neighbors and taxpayers. And wouldn't it be nice to tell some of your neighbors that you saw them in a presentation? Like my father used to say, it's nice to see your photo someplace other than the post office wall. Do younger folks in the room understand what that means? Anyways. First of all, let's talk about some numbers. Ontario gets 141,900,000 people come to visit us every year. That amounts to well over $25 billion. Our Ontario Highlands will see over 5 million visitors, and that comes to 585 million. And here in Renfrew County, we see 1,588,000 folks come to see us. That amounts to over $165 million being injected into our economy. Our Ottawa Valley Tourist Association, we consist of 229 members, 197 regular members, 5 special events members, 4 artisans, allied members 19, and different clubs 4. As I mentioned, we have a lot of pictures in our presentation. This is our AGM last year at Spectacle Lake Lodge. And you can see as chair of the board, I sometimes have to be a disciplinarian. You see me giving a stern look to Alistair Baird, who's once again acting up. So our year in review as far as membership goes, folks. We did a membership survey. What was pretty cool, and I think people in the room are involved in surveying, we had a 43% response rate. That's pretty darn good. And the survey provided very good information. People talked about the value they place on different OVTA benefits. They talked about the challenges faced by our membership, and they had input about how we can continue to support them. So that 217 year in review and our membership review, a lot of people thought that the benefit to their businesses and their organizations through the OVTA was about marketing. And you can see a lot of it was about networking, collaborating, professional development, and of course the member-to-member benefits program where people give incentives for each other to know about their products. Got some pretty good feedback. This is cool. Joining an organization like the OVTA is a good way to maximize your limited marketing dollars, and that's what a lot of us are faced with these days, and to network with successful tourism entrepreneurs. Now, getting our stories out there, what kind of stuff are we up to? We go to trade shows. We go to Toronto, we go to the motorcycle show there, the outdoor adventure show, which the OVTA and myself will be participating in at the end of February. The International Snowmobile Show, the ATV and Power Sports shows. In Ottawa, we go to the Outdoor and Adventure Travel Show. And in Renfrew County, we go to the Valley Gun and Sportsman Show and Pembroke Downtown Connect, and that's what we have done in 2017. We are involved in the travel trade initiative through Ontario's Highlands. I am one of 7 tourism operators in the Ottawa Valley that belong to this partnership. It's a cooperative partnership, and we work in coordination with our neighboring DMOs to create a brand, not just for the Ottawa Valley and Renfrew County, but for the whole area. And it's working well. A couple of our initiatives are the Wonders of Our Earth. I think you've been given examples of these, and the Canadian Canoe Route. Also what we brought out this year, and will be in heavy circulation, is our new cycling map. And I mentioned the Ride the Highlands program, which encourages people to come by motorcycle. And that's the Ride the Highlands map. And of course, we have a Maple Culinary Development Tour. And this is the brochure that's come out as a result of that, because we all like maple syrup. Now, 2017 media relations, excuse me. We've pitched ideas to the snowmobile media, and it's been picked up by Snow Tracks TV, OSM and Snowmobiler TV, and Go Snowmobiling Magazine. And these are stories that, as purchasers of marketing, we couldn't even begin to afford. Thousands upon thousands of dollars of publicity just brings people to the area. Now, that being said, this winter would be nice if we had more snow. We know that. The Toronto Star did a nice story on glamping at Elements Luxury Tented Camp and Nature Spa in partnership with Ottawa Tourism. We got a nice story inside Motorcycles Magazine. the Go Media Fam Tour. We have travel writers from Norway, Germany, and Japan. What's cool and new to me, is bloggers, people with their own websites that will write stories. And these stories on websites get read just as much as your local newspaper. Bloggers, Bacon is Magic, Let's Discover Ontario, Cottage Fishing Adventures, Jan Feddock and Scott Whalen. And of course, we attend the Travel Media Association of Canada Marketplace, and we're always promoting the Ottawa Valley as a destination. Now let's talk visitor information centers. We have 12 visitor information centers within Renfrew County, and we serve 19,765 people. Those people, when they come to our centers, if we didn't have someone there to welcome them, they might not stay around. Every summer, our VICs get visited by a mystery shopper through the Ontario Highlands Ovation program, and we got some pretty good feedback. The staff member was very good at her job. We had the entire conversation in front of the tourism resource shelving. As she was speaking, she was scanning the shelves for various resources for other things that would be applicable to us. She was able to use her own family as an example for what they enjoyed in the area. It was a pleasure dealing with her, and I have a feeling she has assisted many families to having a fun time in the Renfrew area. And these comments we get from people all the time. I will mention something about the Ovation program, is that when you're evaluated, people evaluated get some very tangible feedback about how they can improve their resources. Okay, what are we up to in 2018? Media relations. We will be attending the Travel Media Association of Canada conference. We'll be hosting domestic and international media once again, and we'll increase blog outputs to support the Come Wander brand. We'll be marketing, and there's marketing and product development. We will be assessing adventure touring. And yes, we talk about the Ride the Highlands program. Adventure touring is those people that want to get off the pavement and want to get out on back roads. And we're going to be assessing, yes, we have the resources, but do we have a need for that? And of course, that will complement the existing Ride the Highlands program. We will continue to go to trade shows. I've talked about the cycling. We have our new map out, and of course the Ottawa Valley Maple Adventures. And there will be continued support of the travel trade efforts that we have with Ontario Highlands. And if I can interject there, the Bonashare Cays is a part of that partnership, and how fun it is to be sitting around the table with like-minded people from the Ottawa Valley, but all across Ontario Highlands, who wants to create a brand and get that out into international markets, which attracts more people, not just to the Ottawa Valley, but all of Ontario's Highlands. And again, as we move forward into 2018, networking is a big deal amongst us tourism folks. One, we like to tell stories, and yeah, we're social. Just this past week, we had the inaugural Ottawa Valley Tourism Trading Post. We had a couple of dozen people in the room, and there's already a waiting list for next year. Successful. I know I came out of that room with 4 very tangible projects that I will be doing with other businesses as a result of that day. Networking opportunities was identified by our membership as very important, and we will be working on making sure that those needs are met. Workshops, new workshops in the new year. We have customer service and networking workshops, tailored in-house and facilitated by Lauren McElfaderick. She does this training for us, and she's moving towards being a no-tech certified trainer. That saves our organization all kinds of money by having an in-house trainer. Our industry is a collection of businesses and organizations and community leaders that have challenges. As with any challenge, you try to create an opportunity. As with opportunity, one takes an inventory of the challenges. Our industry is challenged by the weather. We are challenged by the minimum wage increase. We are challenged by making sure we have qualified people in our workforce. We are challenged in how we access training to help us better able to get our stories out there. Very soon, we in our industry will weigh in on the transient accommodation tax. This could, in fact, have the potential for additional funds for tourism promotion and product development. And yes, we will weigh in. It is our responsibility to our communities. We have decisions to make and input into how we can compete and possibly collaborate with larger regions. It is our responsibility to you folks who are leaders in your communities. In the last year, we have been given new opportunities to tell potential visitors why they should come here. We are the county that is a prime player in 1, the Algonquin Trail, and 2, the Ottawa River Heritage designation. This gives people already doing things along the river more leverage. Events like the Upper Ottawa River Race and Paddle, whitewater rafting, canoeing, kayaking, cycling, storytelling, and all that comes with it. Players in these processes that allow these cool things to happen should be proud of the legacy that we get to nurture here in Renfrew County and pass on to our ancestors and their visitors. The OVTA will play a key role in this messaging. What gives me great pleasure today is that I'm not standing at the front of a room asking decision makers to please put us at tables so that our tourism voices can be heard, but rather, please keep making those decisions that keep us at those tables where our voices have been heard. For that, I thank you not only for how far we have come, but also for how far we have yet to go. And let's keep telling our stories. Thank you.